How's it going, everybody? Your average carrion knight here. Now here's the thing, it's been a while since I've really made anything in relation to, well, the Souls series. At least explicitly Elden Ring. I don't even know if I've even made a video specifically about Elden Ring ever since that one guy tried to apparently claim that nobody enjoyed it. And of course, with Shadow of the Erdtree pretty much just around the corner as of recording this video, I feel like it's only necessary that I go out of my way to at least take a look at some of the pre-order, I guess, like, reviews, and for the most part, a lot of the reviews are actually pretty good. Even the one that we're going to be taking a look at today from Kotaku. However, unfortunately, there's a lot of issues with this fucking article. Like, honestly, in my personal opinion, from what I've at least heard about it, it's an article that probably would have just been better if they just decided to quite literally take the route of literally every single moron on YouTube that tries to claim that Souls games are bad just because they don't have the skill level to actually fucking beat them. And the thing is that apparently this article was apparently written by a Kotaku writer that goes by the name of Alyssa Mercant. Now, I know next to nothing about this individual. All I know is that apparently she's known for threatening to fight people over opinions, which is pretty fucking stupid. And obviously warrants a lot of criticism. And unfortunately, I was in fact hesitant to even take a look at this article, mainly because a lot of anti-woke losers were trashing on this article specifically because it was Alyssa Mercant that wrote it. But fortunately, there are individuals like myself that are willing to at least look past the writer, for the most part, and actually take a look at the article for what it is. And what it is a decent article that is unfortunately overshadowed by an absolutely terrible opening. So, without any further ado, let's just get started here. The article itself is titled, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree Review, Massive, Menacing, and Magnificent. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention one other thing, but I'm pretty sure my friend Game Penguin's video on this exact same article is going to be coming out probably around the same day as this video, so be sure to keep an eye out for that one to see his opinion if you want to see that. But yeah, regardless, back to me. Hours into playing Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, the massive singular expansion for From Software's award-winning 2022 action RPG, I realize it's paralleling my real life. Now, already within the first fucking sentence of this entire article, I'm already genuinely confused. Like, I don't know how in the hell it's going to be connected to this individual. I don't know how it's actually going to somehow connect to Alyssa Mercant's real life. I have no fucking clue how that even makes any goddamn sense. I mean, yeah, you can in fact relate to video games on like you know, specific levels. Hell, in a way I relate to Celeste and Oneshot for a lot of different reasons, and that's why I've even made long-form videos about them. But let's put it this way, I don't really know how a game like Elden Ring, let alone Shadow of the Erdtree, would really parallel someone's real world. Unless for some reason they also live in the fucking lands between, but whatever, I guess. Until Elden Ring, I avoided Souls-likes. Their punishing difficulty and rigid boundaries frustrated me immensely. I hit a wall in Dark Souls Remastered and gave up, barely touched Bloodborne, and avoided Sekiro like it was a poison swamp. In the real world, I mostly avoided the ire of homophobes and misogynists in the same industry, writing an article that temporarily shakes them up before fading into the relative obscurity once Reddit refreshes. How in the fuck does this even... How the hell does... Again, I'm failing to realize how these even relate. This is, like, not even an apples to oranges comparison. This just... As per usual, when it comes to this channel, it's like comparing an apple to a fucking Abrams tank, and I just don't understand what this even... Just... Why are you trying to... It almost sounds like you're trying to make this shit political. I swear to God, if you start making this shit political, I'm actually going to throw my fucking keyboard. But now, I am willingly subjecting myself to arduous adventure, running headfirst into a proverbial wall just to shake it off, back up, and run into it again. Outside of the lands between and the Shadow Realm, I have spent nearly 4 months as the subject of a near-endless harassment campaign. What the actual shit? Listen, like I mentioned before, I know next to nothing about this individual. All I know is that apparently they don't seem to really handle criticism all too well, considering that, well, like I mentioned before, they apparently are willing to, well, threaten to fight people over disagreements on opinions. And honestly, well, yes, I can in fact understand that there is bound to be some discrimination within literally any industry that you're part of. I mean, hell, I'm part of the commentary community. Just, if you know anything about 2016 commentary, you know that if I were to exist back then, I probably would have been laughed off the platform, let's be honest here, if you know literally anything about me. But let's just put it this way, why are you bringing in what you've had to deal with online into a review of a fucking video game? This is supposed to be a review about the DLC. There's not supposed to be a review about the random shit that you receive from Billy Joe Bob on the fucking Twitter. It feels, at times, like logging on for a day of work is akin to walking through a boss store over and over again. Before I even make that connection between my real world and FromSoft's game world, I subconsciously attack Shadow of the Erdtree with dogged determination, as if besting a boss would bleed into my everyday and imbue me with a higher tier of self-confidence. Much like how it feels to receive near-endless hate comments from anonymous accounts or angry middle-aged men, I face Shadow of the Erdtree entirely alone. Again, with these fucking comparisons, they are completely fucking unnecessary. Like, again, completely aside, the person who's writing this completely aside, even if it wasn't like Alyssa Mercant, this is already just kind of like a shitty article to begin with, because you're like bringing in the real world into this for whatever reason. And listen, the moment that you start bringing in like weird shit that you're experiencing in your real world that makes absolutely no sense to connect to the game that you're trying to review, that's the point in which I think you should probably step back and kind of begin to question, what the fuck am I actually writing here? I faced Shadow of the Erdtree entirely alone. No multiplayer summons would work for me in early access, a feature I relied on in the base game. So I faced it solo, and after almost 20 hours came out, as Renola says, born anew. But overall, that's just kind of where a lot of it just really ends. It's mostly in this beginning first paragraph where it's just a bunch of like unnecessary connections to like the real world for whatever reason, and again, it just doesn't make sense to even be in there, aside from just, I guess, trying to, seem like you're unfazed, which, honestly, if I were to at least give some advice, which I highly doubt Alyssa Mercant is even gonna find this video, but on the off chance that she does, and she even makes it to this point in the video, listen, okay, I'm just gonna give you some sage advice here from someone that also deals with, I guess, similar kinds of, like, quote, harassment, which is mainly just idiots just being idiots, let's be honest here. Most of it isn't even genuine criticism, it's just insults. But you want to know how you want to seem unfazed? You don't bother to respond to it, like, at least not as much and not in this way. Like, if you are going to respond to it with a level head, and not within a fucking game review. There's just nothing else I really have to say. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, that's very well appreciated. Leave a comment down below what you thought about the video, what you want me to talk about next. And also subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more content such as this. And go ahead and follow me on Twitter and join the Discord server. It's a relatively short video, I know, but hey, I just kind of wanted to talk about this because, well, a lot of other people are taking a look at it. I myself am interested in the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. I mean, hey, you know, I'm interested in seeing what other people have to say about it. But yeah, anyways, guys, this has been Sadie, and have yourselves a nice day.